Hello guys, I'm back with my horses. It's so good. The cyclone is completely gone. Things are nearly back to normal, except that I have a massive wall of fallen branches and trees behind me. And it's going to get cleaned up over the next week. And there'll be quite a few fires to just burn all of these branches. But we're nearly back to normal again. Yeah, so it's nice. It's dry and sunny, and I get to sit in the paddock again. Somehow my words flow easier when I'm in nature, sitting with my horses, listening to them chew. I don't know, it frees something. It frees something in my mind, I guess, that I can access things easier. It's very, very strange. Maybe not so strange. I'm sure there are explanations for it. So this week I heard a friend say something and I thought, that's interesting and I want to talk about it. So let's see where we go with this. So what she said is, I love your stillness, Judy, but I can't get that. I can't be still because I don't have time. I don't have time to sit and work on that and become still. I have too much to do. I don't have free time. And I thought, damn, I don't have time to heal. That's a big belief. That's a big belief that's gonna keep you stuck in survival. And I thought, the people who think I don't have time to heal, are probably the people who need healing the most, who need stillness the most. And I thought, okay, if you are someone, if you're listening and you're thinking, yep, that's exactly it. I don't have time to sit in the cave. I don't have time to sit on my ass and meditate for I don't know how many hours. And, and think about, or go to yoga and do all of that stuff. Like, I don't have the hours. If you're someone who thinks that, then, and I'm not saying, bullshit, and of course there's time, you just have to make it. I'm thinking, damn, that's how can I get you to realize that you do have time? How can I get you to look at your life, see what you're doing right now, and maybe find some things where you're like, okay, I don't actually like this, and you can sort of, what's the word? In German we say ausmisten, to clean up, to get rid of the stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. I wonder if we have things in our lives, if we can really look, where's my time going, where's my energy going, and to just do a big cleanup, to make time for what's really important, and to make time for what you really do want to do, what you want to change. Because I think finding stillness, not just to find stillness because it's, trendy right now or whatever, but no, you're finding stillness to heal. You're literally healing your life, your body, your mind. Not sure if your spirit needs healing. It's probably fine. But your body and your mind needs healing. And you're not just healing yourself. This isn't a selfish thing. But you're healing your children. If you heal yourself, you heal your children. And if you don't heal yourself, your kids suffer. And you're not the only one suffering. There's no individual suffering, no isolated suffering. We all suffer together. So if I can get people to realize, hey, I get it. It feels like you have no time for this at all. But do you want to? Then come on, let's have a look. Because if I can get you to heal, then that heals me too. That helps me. That helps every single person that you encounter in your life, in your day. Every single person you encounter is affected by your energy. By every single person we encounter affects us energetically. So if we live around grumpy people, it's going to be really hard to be happy, to be joyful, because they have an effect on us. And that I truly believe that this is, on a global level as well. That's why, you have the saying, like, it's not a saying, but that's why there is this, that's why people say that, you can't go to heaven alone. Like, it's either all of us go or no one goes. Like, we all have to collectively go together. There's not just, okay, well, I'm good now, so see you later, good luck. And I'm gone and I'm happy and I'm in heaven and you guys suffer. And it just doesn't work that way. And I think the closer you look at that, the more you realize that, damn, yeah, no, it's not. Because we're not an island. So then I was thinking, okay, so these people, right, they are in a routine of stress. Okay. They are in a routine of, not a routine, but they have these beliefs that keep them stuck, that say, I have to work. I have to do all this. I have to pay the bills. I have to. And I totally get that. I get it. Yeah. And I get it without a but. I just get it. Yeah, totally. But I'm still thinking, okay, but wait, there must be a way around it, or can we dissolve some beliefs or change them to help you? Because the last thing I want is for you to think, this is amazing. I see people around me change. Incredible. I love it. I wish I could do it, but I can't. I don't have the time. So good for you, but I'm stuffed. So I'm just going to continue. Head down and through, right? And I'm thinking, no. Okay, keep your head down. Keep doing what you're doing. Just let me try and figure this out. And I was trying to think, is it easy? Is it really easier to suffer than to make time to heal? And I think it is. I think it actually is easier to be chaotic than to be collected. It's easier to continue the chaos that you're so used to, because it doesn't really require brain power anymore, because it's just happening automatically, than to be collected, than to stop and find stillness. Why? Because guess what's going to happen when you stop? Once you find your stillness, once you say, okay, you talk to your employer, let's say, and you say, this is too much for me. I'm getting sick. I'm going to have a breakdown. I need some, I can't keep this up forever. And let's say you have the most amazing employer, and they say, I see you. We can make changes. Let's cut your work hours. Let's put you on a mental health plan type of thing that I don't think exists, but let's just say they invented. Like, it's the best employer in the world, right? And says, all right, here you go. You get 2 hours every day dedicated to yourself, okay? You don't have to come to work. You can come 2 hours late. So you take care of whatever you need to take care of in the morning with the kids, with the husband, with a wife or partner or parents or whatever. And then you have 2 hours for yourself to heal, to find stillness, and then you come into work. Get same pay, right? Okay, so let's say that. Now, when that person starts, that person is not going to use those 2 hours to sit and find stillness. That person is going to use these 2 hours to check their to-do list, right? And to do things that they normally don't have time for, or that they would normally do thoroughly and they usually rush through. Because our brain can't slow down. It doesn't want to stop. It doesn't really want to stop. Not that it doesn't really want to stop. It doesn't know how to. And so you're driving your body, right? You're driving your body. You're meant to drive your mind, but you're not, because no one ever taught you how to. So it's just running on autopilot, on automatic, and you're just in there for the ride. How are you going to how are you going to find stillness? You have no tools. You're completely on your own. You have no idea what to do. here's the thing. If you don't know, and if you're doing this, you're attempting this for the first time and you're doing it alone, you're going to freak out. Because stillness is super scary when we haven't done it. Why? Because, say you're 40 years old, okay? For 40 years, you have been ingesting life without looking at it. You've been stuffing it down into your unconscious, where you will never ever see it. Because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with the emotions. You don't want to deal with the behavior. You don't want to deal with change. It's just uncomfortable. So anytime anything happens that's uncomfortable, what do? All right, stuff it down into that cellar, that basement that we will never ever open. It's a one-way door, It's like put it in and shut it, and that's it. And you do that for 40 years. When you find stillness and you stop pushing stuff down there, so you stop opening that door and pushing down, pushing, and that door is getting reinforced, right? For 40 years, you've been shoving stuff down there. I mean, your basement is basically like a balloon, getting bigger, about to burst, and you keep shoving things. And you're going to have to keep reinforcing to make sure that it doesn't burst open. That the force keeping it in is equally or just larger than the force on the inside wanting to burst out, right? So this on its own, just doing that on its own takes an incredible amount of energy from us, right? Without us really realizing, why am I so exhausted? Every day I wake up, I'm exhausted. I can't do this anymore. What are you doing? You are spending so much of your energy keeping that door shut to the things you don't want to deal with, the things you don't want to feel. The older you get, the more energy you're going to need, because there are going to be more emotions, there's going to be more stuff that you don't want to deal with, you don't want to look at. And that's something that is completely, I don't want to say normal, because it's not normal, but it has become normal. It's natural, right, for us humans to do that, especially in the West, especially when we grow up and no one teaches us what to do, how to act. No one teaches us and says, hey, your emotions are healthy. Your anger, your jealousy, that's healthy. That's totally normal for you to feel. Let's talk about it. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to hide it. This is all completely normal. What came up for you? Why? Let's have a look at it. Let's deal with it. Let's hold these emotions. Let's share them. Let's heal them. Let's release them. But instead, we learn emotions are bad, right? You're meant to be happy, joyful, giving, kind to everyone, and then you're good. You're a good person. Everything's good. But anything other than that, if you feel that, that's shameful, and you're meant to hide it. So now you're sitting alone. You've got 2 hours. You're meant to find stillness, and you sit there. And all that stuff, yeah? So in our example, you're 40 years old. So now this basement full of emotions and unresolved, your whole life, the uncomfortable side of your life is now in that basement. And suddenly it's quiet. Suddenly the door isn't opening, you're not pushing anymore. It's quiet. And all of that stuff, hiding for 40 years, is now thinking, oh my God, is the coast clear? I can't hear anything anymore. Is she still there? Or is he still there? Let's go. Let's open the door and have a look. Let's look. What's going on? And all those little uncomfortable emotions are going to go up the stairs, and they're going to peek through the door and have a look. What's happening? Is it safe to come out? And that is what happens when we stop. When you stop and you find your stillness, that's going to come up. And it's going to burst through your doors. And it's going to peek. It's going to just peek at first. And you're going to freak out, and you're going to shut that door, and you're going to go straight back into your stuff. into your habits, into your patterns. Holy crap, no, I'm not looking at that. No way. And no way, of course, we don't want to do that, because that is absolutely painful. It is absolutely, your nightmares live down there. Your biggest nightmares, your biggest fears, your biggest regrets, your biggest pain that would just tear you to pieces lives down there. Now tell me, who's going to have time for that? Who's going to have the courage for that? It's much easier to just stay in your role in the society and just swallow some pills to keep you going, right? Just medicate yourself and just keep going after the stuff that you have built that keeps you going, socializing, getting drunk, keeping busy enough with your certain people, and everything just, all right, let's just keep your head down and keep going, You have your blinders on, and yep, this is just how it's gonna be. And you sort of, oh, wow, my voice just snotted on me, even though that was 3 meters, my God. Sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, so you keep your head down and you continue living the way you've always lived, the way everyone around you lives, the way society is set up. And we don't really live at all, do we? It is sort of you're on autopilot, surviving life instead of living life. And how did I get out of that? I don't know. I mean, I do know. But how can I help others get out of it as well? And I think that's what I'm trying to look at, so that I can take you, the skeptic, especially the one who says, I can't do this. I don't have time for that. You're, great. I'm so happy for you. You had all the time. You had the space to do it. Awesome. I'm just not like that. I can't do that. I don't have the privilege. But you do. I know you do. Because I have heard from other people who are busy, really busy, and found it and made it and got out of that. And, it's not so much, maybe, I think there are sort of belief systems in place that need to be sort of picked apart a little, that may keep us stuck, having these beliefs. To find stillness, I need this time, or I need to do whatever that I just, I can't fit that into my life. And I think if we can really look at ourselves, I think there's also quite a lot of fear behind that. Because it's not just like, okay, I have the time to be still, and now I'm still, and wow, I'm healing. Awesome. Now I'm living. I'm out of survival. I'm living my life. It's just not like that. That's not how it goes, right? And it's not also the example I gave earlier, like, get 2 hours from your, perfect employer who gives you 2 hours a day paid leave to heal. That's not going to do it either. Like, even if that actually happened, those 2 hours, they're not going to, it's not the time, basically. You can have your entire life just sitting on a chair, sitting around doing absolutely nothing, and that's not going to cut it, right? You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have a look at yourself. You're going to have to open that basement door. Holy shit. That basement door is going to have to open, and that's the healing. That's the stuff. It's going to have to come up. And one by one, and you can't control that even, the one by one. Sometimes it's just going to be a fucking wave of your nightmares all at once. How can you bear it? What do you need to sit down and, instead of being silent, bearing that door opening and everything coming up? That's what needs to be done. That's where you rewire. The healing, your body, Your body literally, physically holds your pain in every single cell, and it is making you sick. This isn't something I'm just saying. This is scientifically proven over and over and over again. You are choosing your genetic expression by the way you're living your life. If you're stressed and in survival mode, your gene expression mirrors that, and you are going to get very sick, and you're going to die much younger. And this has nothing to do with your parents and your grandparents and, oh, these are just my genes. And no. You've got every single cell in your body has your genes. And you now choose and decide what gets switched on and what gets switched off. So we actually can live in stress and survival and switch on cancer cells. And at the same time, we can heal and switch off cancer cells, for example. So it is something that we actually have control over, but we don't know, and we don't know how. But it is something that we can learn. So what I would love to do is find a way to implement this, to find a way to support people, to first of all figure out, do you want to heal? Do you understand what your life is like right now? And do you have an image of how you want your life to be? And do you actually want to get there? And then how can I help you believe that this is possible? And then how can I support you to open that basement door and start your healing, and to show you what you're doing and why you're doing it? I think this is the most powerful thing that we can do for other people in this life. It is so needed as well. Just that holistic, let's have a proper look at it all. And I can't be everything for a person. I know therapy has its place. I know medicine has its place. Sports has its place. Family, friends, social interactions have a huge, huge place in this. But, can we start to even get to the point where you can say, oh my God, I have hope. I see a way out of this. I thought I'm stuck in this, and this is just my genetics, and this is what I've got, and this is what happened to me. I am my trauma, I am my genes, and this is just, I pulled the ass card, and that's it. And to just get you to, at least to that point, oh my God, what are you saying? I'm in full control. I can turn this around 100%. I can change my life. I can actually feel like I'm living every moment. I can actually produce the love hormone in my body whenever I want and feel it all the time. Walking around like I'm in love with everything. How? I want this. Tell me how, This is the first step to get someone to actually believe there is a way out, or there is another way of living, a healthy way, and that we all have this opportunity. No one is doomed. No one. Not a single person is doomed. And just to get to that point, okay, wait a second. I understand what you're saying. Can it be? Okay, let me think. What do I want? How would I want to spend my life or live my life? What are my dreams? And now, are they possible? And yes, they are. And this is all possible. Oh my God. Okay. Do I want to give all of my energy to this? Or do I want to give all of my energy to keeping that basement door shut? And yeah, I think that's sort of like the first step, So have a think about, where are you? How are you living your life? How would you rather live your life? What's your dream life? Who are you? I think we all have this image of ourselves, and I think I said it in my last episode, of who we ideally want to be. Somehow in our head we know that this is who we're born to be. This is how we're born to act. This is who we're meant to be in this world for others, what's your, I don't know if it's a role, it's bigger than role, but what's that essence screaming inside of you that's been hushed? Who are you? Where do you want to be? I'd have a real good look at that. Just go all out. It doesn't have to be realistic of where I am right now and no. Complete fantasy, complete dream. Who are you? And really just think about that. Maybe write it down. Tell your friend. Tell your friend about it. Ask them. Ask your friend. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who do you think you are meant to be, but you're stuck in whatever? Start a conversation around that and really try and figure it out. And then think, would I really want that? And tweak it. What do you really want? And then I will tell you, it is possible for you to become that version, that highest version of yourself. And it may change along the way. As you heal, it may change a bit. And that's completely fine. And it's completely perfect. We're meant to change. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to tweak and adjust as we go, as we learn, as we heal. And so I would say this week, sit down and try and figure out, who am I? What is that dream? What is that image of myself that I've been living with my whole life, but I've never lived it? It's always just been a fantasy. And write it down. Get it down on paper. Write down your good traits and your bad traits as well. The good traits of the person that you want to be or that you're destined to be. What are the good traits and what are the negative traits? And write it all down. Go all out. It's a fantasy session, And that's your first step, Get excited about that person, that version of you that you're meant to be. Get really excited about it so that you go like, okay, I don't accept that anymore, what I am now. I don't accept, I want to be that person. I want to be this version of me. And I think that might be the first sort of nudge towards, is it even possible? To give you that hope, that faith. Instead of staying stuck in, I just can't do this, I don't have time. Our hidden belief systems they can be our worst enemies, especially when we're on autopilot. So it's good to look at them, and try to see, what runs me, what's in me that is so unconscious, and it's running me. It's running my life. It's running who I am, and I'm unaware of it. Let me have a look. And then definitely let me know how you go. I'd love to hear. If you don't want to share it publicly, of course, send me a message, send me an email. Actually, you can't send me an email. I don't have my email address public yet. But message me on socials. I think maybe even, does YouTube have messages? I don't even know. I don't think so. So find me on Facebook. That's where I'm most active. I'd love to know if this is something where you feel like, oh my God, you're right. And, wake up. And I don't want to guard my basement door anymore. I just want to live. I want to live life. I want to be me. I want to be the best version of who I was meant to be. And have fun with it.